talk about knives for a second. Knives are nothing more than tools, okay? And tools to get the job done. And you go right here on the Optics Planet website and you see tons of knives, and it can get very overwhelming. What I would encourage you to do as a beginning hunter, there's a few knives that I would recommend getting. And these are the basic 3 different kind of knives right here. You've got a folder like this where you can open and close it. You've got a fixed blade like this. You'll notice it has a gut hook on the back of it. Very, very handy gut hook when you're winding up working, especially in the dark. And you've got this type of blade right here, which winds up, this is for bigger game. This is for big hogs, elk, moose. And again, it's got a gut hook on it as well. So those are the 3 different kind of knives that I carry. I'm not real big on sharpening knives. I've never been able to be real good at it. And knives today come with, there's certain different brands of knives that have replacement blades, and these are really cool. So what you can do is when they get dull, all you have to do is just remove the blade, replace it with a brand new blade, and you're good to go. You never have to worry about sharpening the knife again. And so I carry all my knives in a little bag. That way I've got them nice and handy. All these knives right here will work very well on an animal like this. I'm going to really focus in between this knife right here, this little folder with a replaceable blade, and this knife right here. And just this knife right here because it is super strong, and I can do most of the job with this one here. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how a gut hook works. We're going to take this knife and kind of move it off to the side for right now. What we want to do, we're going to open him up like this, lay him up on his back, and we're going to come down here, come in here like this, come up here, and look at the fat on that pig right there. We're going to stay on one side of the cord right there. Okay, come in, and right here I've gone through the meat right here, and my hand is actually in the gut. You'll see the gut come out. Now that's where this gut hook comes in so handy. I can take the gut hook, and you'll notice that the sharp end is right here towards me. I put the point right here underneath, down in the cavity right here, and all I wind up doing at that point is just pull back towards me like this. And you'll notice it winds up cutting, and it cuts up, and it doesn't cut the guts down below. Okay, see that? Otherwise, if I were going to have a knife that did not have a gut hook, I would have to come up underneath it like this, and I would have to hold the guts down with my fingers and then cut up. And although that works, it sure isn't as easy as doing it this way. We're going to just go ahead and open it up just like this. Now, I talked to you about having a nice strong blade. This is a nice thick blade. When you get up here to the sternum, what I like to do is I like to take this blade, and I will come back towards me just like this, and I will pull it just like that, and I cut it right through the sternum. Now as we open it up like this, you'll notice you've got all the blood up here in the front, and there's no blood back here. And the reason why is there's something inside the body, and it's called the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is basically a tissue that separates the front half from the back half. As a hunter, it's real important for you to understand and know the anatomy on an animal so you can make a nice, clean, ethical shot. And part of that is when you take apart an animal like this and you field dress an animal, is to be able to study the anatomy. And so if you take a look, here's the heart right here, okay, and the lungs, but from here back, these are the guts, and this is the stomach and the intestine, and also as you shoot an animal, you want to make sure and shoot it from the diaphragm forward, because like I said, that's where the lungs and the heart is. But that knife right there has a gut hook on it, a nice sharp blade, and it's a strong blade that'll allow me to come all the way up and even cut through these thick bones. Look how thick that is right there, and do it with ease.